Did you know that globally, a crime is committed every 1.5 seconds? Shocking, isn't it? Crime, a word that sends shivers down our spines, is an unfortunate reality that plagues every corner of our world. It's a complex issue, fueled by a myriad of factors, from social and economic disparities to political instability. Today, we're taking a closer look at this global issue, diving into the heart of the matter. We'll be counting down the top 10 countries with the highest crime rates. Each country on our list is a unique case study, showcasing how different factors intertwine to influence crime rates. We'll explore everything from the societal structures to the economic conditions that might be contributing to these alarming statistics. So, buckle up. We're about to embark on a journey that will take us across continents and through diverse cultures, all in pursuit of understanding the complexities of crime. Stay tuned as we start our countdown with number 10. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Brazil. A country renowned for its vibrant culture, breathtaking landscapes, and captivating rhythms, Brazil unfortunately also holds a spot on our list due to its high crime rate. In the heart of South America, Brazil is a vast nation, diverse in its people and landscapes. However, this diversity is mirrored in its crime statistics. From bustling urban areas to remote rural regions, crime is a pervasive issue across the country. The most prevalent types of crime include theft, assault, and drug trafficking, with an alarming rate of violent crimes making headlines globally. Several factors contribute to Brazil's high crime rates. Socioeconomic disparities and rampant poverty in many regions create a breeding ground for criminal activity. The country's notorious favelas, or slums, are hotbeds of violence and drug-related crimes. Inadequate law enforcement and a struggling judicial system also play a role, allowing many crimes to go unpunished. Another key factor is the influence of powerful drug cartels and gangs. These groups command significant power, particularly in impoverished communities, where they often operate with impunity. Their activities not only fuel the drug trade but also contribute to an environment of fear and violence. In spite of these challenges, Brazil's government and citizens continue their efforts to combat crime and create safer communities. Next on our list, we're heading to Africa. At number 9, we find ourselves in South Africa. South Africa is known for its breathtaking wildlife and diverse cultural heritage, but behind this vibrant facade, it's grappling with a high crime rate. Certain types of crime, such as robbery and murder, have become all too common. In fact, South Africa has one of the highest rates of murder in the world, a statistic that casts a long shadow over its stunning landscapes. The reasons behind this alarming situation are complex and manifold. Poverty is one of the major driving forces, with a large portion of the population living below the poverty line. This economic hardship often pushes individuals towards a life of crime. Additionally, inequality and social tension, remnants of the apartheid era, also play a significant role in exacerbating the crime situation. But it's not all doom and gloom. South Africa is actively combating crime, with numerous initiatives aimed at community development and crime prevention. The South African government recognizes the issue and is working tirelessly to turn the tide. The fight against crime is indeed a long one, but with concerted efforts, a safer South Africa is certainly within reach. So, while South Africa's crime situation is a pressing issue, it's important to remember that it doesn't define the country. South Africa is a nation of resilience and spirit, a place where beauty and complexity intersect in the most intriguing ways. Our next destination takes us to Central America. Honduras comes in at number 8 on our list. This Central American nation, nestled between Guatemala and Nicaragua, has a crime rate that's hard to ignore. Let's dive into the details. Honduras is notorious for its high levels of violence and criminal activity. The country's struggles with drug trafficking, gang violence, and corruption contribute significantly to its crime rate. The most prevalent crimes here include murder, robbery, and assault. And unfortunately, this wave of criminality affects both urban and rural areas alike. Now, you might ask, what's fueling this crime? Well, several factors come into play. For starters, Honduras is a major transit point for drug trafficking, which fuels violence and corruption. The country's gangs, known as maras, are another significant contributor, often controlling neighborhoods and engaging in extortion, drug dealing, and murder. Honduras also grapples with high levels of poverty and unemployment. These socioeconomic issues often drive individuals towards crime as a means of survival. It's a vicious cycle that's been hard to break. However, it's important to note that the Honduran government and several NGOs are working tirelessly to improve the situation. They're implementing programs aimed at poverty reduction, youth engagement, and law enforcement reform. So, while the crime rate remains high, efforts are being made to turn the tide. From Central America, we now head to the Caribbean. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the world's highest crime countries. We're in the Caribbean now with Trinidad and Tobago at number 7. An island nation known for its vibrant culture, beautiful beaches, and soulful calypso music, Trinidad and Tobago has a less pleasant distinction. It holds a high position on the Global Crime Index. Major crimes in Trinidad and Tobago include violent crimes such as murder, robbery, and assault. Drug trafficking and gang-related crimes also pose significant challenges. The country's strategic location between South America's drug-producing regions and the United States' drug-consuming markets has made it a transshipment point for illegal narcotics, fueling organized crime and violence. It's not just about the geographic location, though. Socio-economic factors also play a part. High unemployment rates, especially among the youth, combined with income inequality, have created a fertile ground for criminal activities. Another aspect is the lack of effective law enforcement and a strained judicial system. This has resulted in a low conviction rate, which further emboldens criminals. However, it's worth noting that the government has been implementing various strategies to combat crime. These include community policing, youth development programs, and efforts to strengthen the judicial system. The road to change is long and challenging, but the goal is clear: to create a safer environment for both locals and visitors alike. We're moving back to Africa for our next country. Namibia ranks 6th on our list. A country of stunning landscapes, Namibia is unfortunately plagued by high crime rates. In the recent years, criminal activities have been on a steady rise, casting a shadow over the nation's natural beauty. The most common crimes in Namibia are property crimes. This includes burglary, car theft, and robbery. Often these crimes are committed by desperate individuals looking for a quick way to make ends meet in a country where unemployment rates are high. Violent crimes are also a significant concern. Assault and battery, often fueled by alcohol abuse and domestic disputes, are sadly too common. The capital city, Windhoek, sees more of these crimes, with its densely populated urban areas providing a fertile ground for such incidents. Corruption and bribery are other prevalent issues in Namibia. In a country where the wealth gap is considerable, corruption has become a way for some to bridge the economic divide. This, in turn, contributes to a vicious cycle of crime and poverty. Despite these challenges, the Namibian government is working tirelessly to curb crime rates. Law enforcement agencies are being strengthened, and community policing initiatives are being implemented. However, the road to a safer Namibia is long and fraught with obstacles. The crime situation in Namibia is a stark reminder of the socio-economic disparities that can fuel crime. It's a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach to resolve. Next, we're heading to South America. At number 5, we find Venezuela. In the heart of South America, Venezuela grapples with a complex web of crime that has ensnared its citizens in a seemingly never-ending cycle. This country, once a beacon of prosperity, now finds itself battling high crime rates, with violent crime, drug trafficking, and theft leading the pack. Venezuela's crime situation is a tapestry woven from threads of social and economic issues. The unraveling of the economy, marked by hyperinflation, has plunged many Venezuelans into poverty, creating an environment ripe for criminal activity. With limited opportunities, some have turned to crime as a means of survival, exacerbating the situation. Violent crime, particularly homicides, is a significant concern. The Venezuelan Violence Observatory estimates that there were almost 60 homicides per 100,000 residents in 2022, making it one of the most dangerous countries in the world. Drug trafficking, too, is a major issue, with Venezuela serving as a transit route for illegal narcotics destined for Europe and the United States. This illicit trade fuels violence and corruption, further destabilizing the country. Theft, especially armed robbery, is also rampant. The lack of safety has led many Venezuelans to alter their daily routines, avoiding going out at night and taking extra precautions to protect their homes. Despite these challenges, Venezuelans remain hopeful, with many working tirelessly to improve their communities and create a safer future. We're moving back to Central America for our next country. Guatemala comes in at number 4 on our list. The Central American nation of Guatemala, with its rich cultural heritage and stunning landscapes, has unfortunately found itself wrestling with high crime rates. In the heart of the Mayan world, crime is a prevalent issue that's deeply entwined with the nation's history and socio-political landscape. The most common crimes include theft, armed robbery, carjacking, and increasingly, cybercrime. These acts of lawlessness are often fueled by a combination of economic instability, corruption, and the lingering effects of a decades-long civil war. Interestingly, Guatemala is also a significant transit and drug-producing country. Its geographical location makes it a prime corridor for smuggling, significantly contributing to the country's high crime level. Organized crime syndicates, mainly drug trafficking organizations, operate with relative impunity, exacerbating the crime situation further. While the Guatemalan government has made strides in its fight against crime, progress is slow. The country's justice system struggles with limited resources, corruption, and impunity, factors that often hamper effective law enforcement. Despite these challenges, Guatemala's spirit remains unbroken. Its people are resilient, with a deep-rooted belief in their capacity to surmount these obstacles. They continue to work towards a safer, more prosperous nation. In the end, it's crucial to remember that while crime exists, it doesn't define Guatemala. The country offers much more, from its vibrant Mayan heritage and colonial architecture to its awe-inspiring natural beauty. Next, we're heading to the Caribbean again. At number 3, we find ourselves in Jamaica. A vibrant island nation known for reggae music, jerk cuisine, and beautiful beaches, Jamaica unfortunately also stands out for its high crime rate. This Caribbean paradise grapples with a persistent issue of violence, with the main types of crime being homicides, shootings, and robberies. The homicide rate is particularly alarming, with Jamaica consistently ranking among the countries with the highest per capita murder rates in the world. The capital city, Kingston, has gained notoriety for its crime situation, with certain areas being hotspots for gang-related violence. Several factors contribute to this grim reality. Socioeconomic disparities, a lack of opportunities for youth, and the influence of gangs and organized crime have created a complex and challenging situation. The drug trade, particularly the trafficking of marijuana and cocaine, is a significant driver of crime, with rival drug gangs often clashing violently. In recent years, the government has taken steps to address these issues, implementing various initiatives aimed at crime prevention and reduction. However, the road to change is long and fraught with obstacles. Jamaica's crime rate paints a stark contrast to its image as a tropical paradise. Yet the spirit of resilience among the Jamaican people is undeniably strong. The country continues to strive for a future where crime is less of a concern, and its natural beauty and rich culture can fully shine. We're moving to the Southern Hemisphere for our next country. Papua New Guinea ranks second on our list. A nation of striking beauty and rich cultural heritage, it's a paradox that it also finds itself grappling with serious crime issues. The crime rate in Papua New Guinea is alarmingly high, with violent crimes such as armed robbery, sexual assault, and carjacking being particularly prevalent. This is not a reality to be brushed aside, but rather a call to action for local and international authorities. Contributing to these crime rates are factors both complex and interwoven. Socioeconomic challenges are one of the key contributors. A significant part of the population lives below the poverty line, leading to desperation and, unfortunately, a higher inclination towards criminal activity. The country's rugged terrain and lack of infrastructure also play a role, making it difficult for law enforcement to maintain a strong presence in remote areas. This, coupled with a justice system that is struggling to cope with the sheer volume of cases, creates a fertile ground for criminal activities to thrive. Yet despite these challenges, it's important to remember that Papua New Guinea is much more than its crime statistics. It's a country of resilient people, rich traditions, and untapped potential. The hope is that with the right interventions and consistent efforts, the crime rate can be significantly reduced, making it safer for both its residents and visitors. Finally, we're heading to the country with the highest crime rate in the world. Topping our list at number 1 is El Salvador. This Central American nation, despite its small size, struggles with a significant crime problem. The issues are deeply rooted and multifaceted, making it challenging to find a clear-cut solution. El Salvador is particularly known for its high levels of gang violence. Notorious gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18 have a significant presence in the country. These groups engage in a wide range of criminal activities, from drug trafficking to extortion, contributing to the nation's elevated crime rates. But the problem isn't just gang-related. The country also experiences high levels of domestic violence, a troubling trend that underscores the broader societal issues at play. Poverty, limited access to education, and a lack of job opportunities all play a part in fueling the cycle of crime. The government has implemented numerous measures in an attempt to curb the crime rates, But these efforts have often been met with limited success. The challenge lies in addressing not just the symptoms of the problem, like the violence and criminal activities, but also the underlying causes. El Salvador's situation is a stark reminder of the complexity of crime. It's a tangled web of societal issues, economic disparities, and systemic failures. And while the country's struggles are particularly severe, they are not unique. Crime rates are high in these countries, but remember, crime is a global issue that affects us all. We've journeyed through the top 10 countries with the highest crime rates. From Brazil's bustling cityscapes to the tranquil shores of Trinidad and Tobago, we've seen how crime can seep into the most unexpected places. We've traversed South Africa's vast landscapes and ventured into the heart of Honduras. We've explored Namibia, Venezuela, Guatemala, Jamaica, Papua New Guinea, and lastly El Salvador. Each of these countries, unique and beautiful in their own ways, yet struggling with an issue that plagues societies globally. This countdown is a reminder of the importance of addressing crime, not just in these countries but everywhere. The issue of crime is a shared responsibility, and it takes a collective effort to combat. It's essential to stay informed and aware, to understand the realities of the world we live in. Remember, awareness is the first step to making a change. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.